Your talent is not your purpose. It's what you know how to do. And for you to be able to function in those two aspects that I just talked about, you prepare yourself for it. Or the lack of that preparation could cost you something or add something to you. And every aspect of that depends on the experience of your life, from birth to now. That's why even medically, your history is relevant. For them to do early detection, you got to tell them, has somebody had it before? Somebody having it now? So before you can understand your purpose in life, you got to understand the core of your being. You got to understand why you are who you are. Do you know me? I love you. She knows me. Do you know me? You know me? Sister Jen, you know me? We go way back. Pastor Yemi, you know me?
I know you.
I love you, Mama. Sister Nika, do you know me? You know an aspect of me. The only person who can know me is God first. Why? Because we're not opening our Bible, but I know somewhere in Jeremiah 29, it is stated that before I was formed, when I was just one of the 5 million tadpole-looking things that were just like moving in every direction, my parents probably didn't even know or care what we were doing. I'm from a multi-polygamous home, and you know, when you're on timetable, you are not even really there to enjoy that. And I swam in. God said, Papa, first you're gonna have a girl called me. I didn't even know myself. But as I grew, I wasn't raised in a Christian home. I was a very determined young girl. I knew what I wanted to be and do, but not in the environment that I wanted to function. I was like 10 million miles ahead in my thinking, in my way of life, than what they could even envisage I wanted to do or be. And there were interruptions. But from that time onward, I was determined. And I got through some certain things I wanted to do at a very early age. And I felt satisfied. Was that my purpose? No. But until I started to figure out by myself, who am I truly? Nobody can answer that for you. But until you make that determination and start to ask and begin to align yourself around the right places, the right people, in the right circumstances, and then God will begin to open your eyes even to who you are. Career-wise, human-wise, or any other wise you can wise up. So, that being said, I'm not going to speak to on this alone. You all are going to engage with us. I have very experienced people who are living the life, and they're going to show to you how they've been able to do it. I'm not telling you about purpose yet. I deliberately omitted it. I didn't forget. But I stated about talent, I stated about career, so you do not misapply what you're going to be hearing from these gorgeous women of God and women of substance and experience. So you can be able to decipher more, because some of you already have. But my calling to you today is to be aggressive about discovering who you are. Cancer is aggressive. And if you are not aggressive about communicating to everybody in your area of influence what they can do to fight it, not to stay only in the place of fighting it, but to overcome it, because we can overcome it. Not just to survive it. I made it. Thank God, Jesus, I made it. That's one part of it. The other part is part of what we're doing now. Cancer steals from you. It'll take your career. Tanya shared her experiences, phenomenal. If we don't say nothing for the rest of the day, we're done. If you don't hear that, I wonder what you hear. The same family you're rushing and getting all stressed out about, and you're working all these cells in your body, they are overreacting until they get so used to be in that form and start to coagulate and turn into something else into you. You might not even be there for them. So what is essential? What is the essential core of your being? What happened to you that you're still dragging along like the baggage I came in and you're just dragging it? It's my mother, if he had done this. It's my father, if he has done that. I couldn't have turned out this way. Or you're determined to be a change and an agent of change. Cancer will take your beauty. We all have hair. I donate mine sometimes for the cause. I bet nobody knew you could donate that. You can donate your hair. Oh, I don't have anything to give to Lilly. What can you create? You can make scarves, you can make weaves for people who don't have hair. How many of you like my hair? Yeah, that's my signature in my area of career. If I take this hat off, am I still me? Do I still look good? But when I have this hat on, it's nothing but a style and a cover. Okay? And many of us, we hide under that. We put a mask on, we look suave, we look good, we have all the good things on, and they are hurt, and disease is under our clothing. Tanya put it right. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody you're emotionally struggling. Don't tell anybody your physical body is been taken away from you. You suppress your emotion. Psychologically damaged. Physically just coping and surviving. That's why I don't like the word surviving. It's either I beat you or you beat me, and I know you ain't gonna beat me. Because this old chick here, I don't give up. It's not an option. Takes your breast away. Mastectomy, everybody's feeling cool with it. There's nothing cool about losing your boobs. You guys do what it takes to save those tatas. There's nothing cool about losing your hair. China gets billions and billions of dollars on all kinds of shapes or weaves or whatever. Can we be aggressive for a minute? Can we be real for a minute? There are people who have to live day in, day out without hair. And we sit in our church pews, we sit in our quiet, calm homes. We can't be out in the field. I tell you, if you're not putting me on the field, don't bother with me. We don't volunteer at times. We don't go to the hospitals. We want to build empire. Am I angry? Yes, I'm angry. Everybody is relevant. You have a purpose. You have a destiny in fighting this fight. I don't have cancer. Cancer won't find me. Ever. Okay? But I get my hair this year. I do it whenever I can. I don't go, I get my hair. If I want a short wig, I'd probably go in my car and I have all colors. I can go out there, come back and I'm all carrot top and blood. It doesn't change nothing. What changes everything is knowing who you are, embracing that as a big, strong woman, regardless of your education, regardless of the money you have or don't have, and making a determination to say, I will align with what is right and go out there and be relevant to your society, be relevant in any area of your influence and do something. do something. We all can do something.
Yes.
So how do we find this balance? Why I take my stuff out of the way. We're going to hammer down some things. Thank you. You see me tomorrow, you just might not notice me. I was talking to Pastor Boss and he said, how do we hammer these things? I'm like, remember I said, I have a hammer. This is a hammer. Yeah, it's a hammer. And I got that hammer out, but it's a different kind of hammer. If I don't take this hammer out of this little casing, it's hopeless and useless. You would never know what it's used for. It's cute. But then it's a type of hammer. What type of hammer are you? That's why you got to know who you are. You know because you're doing this. What type of hammer are you? What type of hammer? What type of hammer are you? What type of hammer are you? The one that will stay in this case and do nothing.
Wow.
This particular one I have is for emergencies. So that's why I didn't bring the one the carpenters we use and kind of hit it on the nail and then you're good. This is for emergencies in case you're trapped. Cancer traps everyone. Not the only person who loses his or her breast because men get affected, but everything in his wake. So these hammers that you see in here is for emergency when you're trapped in your car, mostly underwater, and there's a way you can use that hammer and smash, and it breaks your window. Not every hammer can break a window of a car when it's submerged in water. It takes a particular hammer.
Wow.
So for you to align with Lilly in his hands, to be working with Susan Coleman, to be an esteemed woman, to be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a mother, a psychologist, whatever you are, will be enhanced from what you will hear from people who have been through to share their experiences. Honestly, not hiding under Christianity, not hiding under the Bible and hiding and just quoting. Praise God. So we got to be open as I welcome Director of February College. Faye, Mrs. Faye Tolan, my beloved, beautiful sister, to the table. Because we're going to sit down and have a discussion. Pastor Bowie, please join us. Okay, if you know me, I like noise, okay? I like happiness, I like joy. It's just what's my problem? No, it's not going to happen. Pastor, please join us, Pastor Bosse. And the way this is going to roll is very unconventional. If you feel like standing up, it's okay to stand up. If you feel like talking, it's okay to talk. If you feel like asking a question, just signal me, and I will get your question over, and we want it to be interactive, okay? So please, welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for this meeting, Pastor Bosse. It's been very informative. Sister Tanya, thank you so much for sharing. That was touching, but thank God for your life, and thank God for the strength the Lord gave you. Sister Shirley, thank you so much for the opening. Thank you, everybody, for coming. When Pastor Bosse told me about this program, about balancing life and career, I thought about it and I was like, I am actually still learning in this area. I am in training, I'm still going through training when it comes to how to balance life and our career. The truth is, I started in school, I started a program, now College of Nursing, and which is considered as a career. Now, how do you balance life and being a career woman? Or how do you balance life, whether you are an entrepreneur or you are an employee? And I think it's is such a great line. And also, as long as it's a great, as much as it's a great line, it's also a very broad question. So I'm going to kind of introduce my topic, but at the same time, I also want to have questions from. I want us to be interactive. I want to learn also from people that are in the audience. So when I look at a topic, I see life. And what is life? Life is more of, it's like a summation of everything around you. You have a life, you have a spouse, you have children, you have community, you have maybe your church, people around you that you know, that surround you. And despite that, all these things demand your time. Especially as a woman, you are a woman, you are a wife, you are a mother. Probably you are in the community, you are in the church. That is some of the things that surround you as a woman. Then also you now have a career. So how do you balance it? I struggle with this myself. Being the line that I've been into. Then you also want to say, how do you define your purpose? Sister Shirley mentioned something about purpose. When you try to find your purpose in life, probably being by the way of your career, or by being a mother, by being a wife, like I said, how do you balance all these aspects? So when I started thinking about this, I see it as like a skill. When you have a skill and you have a kind of like a weight on both ends, and the word balancing is like you are trying to balance something. It's not static. Balancing, when you're trying to balance something, that means it's not static. So it's like a weight on the scale on both sides. So now you as a person now need to see how you can balance both. When one side is going down and the other one is up, how will you balance it so that you continue to move ahead in life? Because life itself is not static. You cannot say because you are a woman, you have children, and you are involved in certain activities in the community. Because of that, you are not going to do anything. The life will be very boring. And at the same time, you cannot say because I'm a career woman, I love my career, and because of that, I don't want to do a certain thing. It's not possible. So how do we balance this? And this has been a struggle, I think, for many people, even for me as a person. And since I've been in my journey of starting a school, I've struggled with that, like I said, and I know most people do. What has really helped me? I will talk about what has really helped me, and I want to ask people in the audience to probably contribute. When I started my business about 8.5 years ago, I went into the business not knowing what I'll be facing. I went into it thinking that, okay, it's just to do this. I did some planning. Before you do anything, before you start anything, there will be some kind of preparation. So I went into the certain planning, but I will tell you, there's so much that you will not know about something that you are going into if you have not done it before. Especially if you don't have people around you that have done it before. Or you may have people around you that have done it before and they're not really willing to share. It's possible. But in my own case, it's something totally new. Not because I've had people that have done it before. But at certain points, I discovered that the career that I've chosen is more of consuming my life. It has gotten to the point that I would say probably it had overtaken my life. Then, as a mother of 3 then, before I had my last baby, mother of 3, married to the most handsome man in the world, my husband. After mine. So, as a mother of 3 and my husband, and also his own practice, it was like I had no life. And when you had no life, different things will start cropping up. Your health will be at risk. That is number 1. You want to please yourself by fulfilling this, and at the same time, there are so many things that are pulling your life. There are so many things that are placing demand on the limited time that you have. We all have 24 hours in a day, right? And out of the 24 hours that we have, there are certain hours that are controlled. There are certain hours that are not controlled. The hours that are controlled is those hours that you have, probably when you are done at work, or maybe, for example, somebody that is working in an office now. If you are going to be there for 8 hours, you have no control. You don't really have control of that 8 hours. Now, the rest of the hours, out of the 24 hours, probably you have 5-6 hours that is more controlled by you before you go to bed. Because when you go to bed, how much control do you have when you are sleeping? Not really. So, now, because our time is not limitless, and because of the fact that there are so many things that will be placing demands on our time, what do you do as a career woman? What do you do as a mother? What do you do as a wife? What do you do as a sister? Or what do you do as either a pastor in the church, or deaconess in the church, or somebody in the community? And I started thinking that the most important thing is more of planning. I think Sister Shirley mentioned something about planning. You really have to plan your time. There are certain things you cannot throw away. You cannot throw your career away because it's your source of either income or livelihood. So you still have to do that. You cannot throw your kids away. Your kids need your attention. You cannot throw your husband away. And I will tell you, when you are kind of tense, it affects everything around. So when I was going through, and I'm still going through it, I'm not completely out, and that's the reason why I really want to hear from people around too. But when it started, I decided to kind of look at my time. What are the most important things for me? This career, I cannot let go of it because I have started it. I need to finish it. So, what do you do? Planning, set priorities. So, what are my priorities? My kids, my husband. Then, I decided to kind of be more focused in that area. So when I get home, I could be at work for hours. The time that I have control over. When I get home, I try to put all my attention, which are my kids, my husband. What my husband will eat is very important to me. So thereby, I think I cook almost every day. Because I will not allow that to kind of affect my home. Then my kids are very important to me. So sometimes when I drop my boss at the mudroom, I want to know, talk to them, how much I love them, probably when they are sleeping, just to make sure that they know that even though if I'm not available at all time, they are the number one priority in my life. So I try to set my priorities to see things that are of most important in my life. Then the little time that I have at home, I try to make sure that I use them. Initially, when I started my business, when I get home, I will start working again. I will drop my purse, say hi to the kids, make sure that they eat, and I will be on the computer, start working, and I I will tell you, when I was pregnant with my last child, I was supposed to be on bed rest. But I will tell you, I had a computer setup. Actually, the day the doctors told me to go on bed rest, I went straight to Best Buy. So I bought a desktop right that day, and I set it up in the corner of my bedroom. So from the bed, I would sit, I would sit on the chair, and I would walk all through. I think Pastor Dupe can also testify to this. I would walk all through. But,